air conditioner off. So I hear you, you hear me. Let's make sure they can hear us. All right. And Pretty Classy 13 says yes. And Denise says, I can hear you both well. Thank you both. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Thank you guys for being here. And for anyone else listening, thank you guys for being here. I am super excited and thrilled about today's session. I am joined today by Sarah Louise Tilsely. She is the creator of Reiki Dreams on YouTube and on Instagram. And she has been a healer in my own life for the past, I'd say maybe year and a half. We've worked together. And she's just another level of Reiki practitioner. She'll tell you guys a little bit about how she got her start momentarily. But what I'll tell you guys, Aisha, so you know her. Yes, Aisha's in the chat, says she knows who you are. I'll link her channel in the chat so that you guys can subscribe. But Sarah practices 7 different types of Reiki, not just kind of the standard Usui Reiki as we all know it, but she's also been initiated in Celtic, Angelic, Egyptian, Oceanic. And then I think there are 3 others that I'm unfamiliar with.
So one will be Dragon Essence Reiki, which one of my students channeled, and the other one is a crystal Reiki with a K that was starting to be birthed during COVID, and then my best friend died of COVID, so his wife has asked me to bring that through. That will be coming out next year when I've collated all of his channelings into a course form.
Amazing. And so that she has both channeled some of these things, but in addition to that, learned from others who have channeled them is a huge gift to humanity. Many of you know at this point in time, consciousness is expanding. Our capacity to understand and step into our divinic abilities while we're still incarnate here on earth is moving very rapidly. And so her ability as a channel to both provide this healing for us, but also bring this knowledge onto planet Earth is really unparalleled. So I've invited her here today to share a healing with us, specifically to help amplify our creatorship abilities. Many of you already understand the concept that we are divine creators incarnate, whether you take it from a New Age perspective or you take it from a more traditional perspective, created in God's image. We are all starting to understand how amazingly we created and crafted we are, and the true nature and essence of our abilities as creators. And today, Sarah is going to help us, through her work, reconnect with and amplify some of that ability. Thank you for joining us, Sarah.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, so I do have just 1 or 2 quick questions before we get started with the healing. How did you even come into this path? If you'd give us just a quick overview.
Well, I come from a clergy family, very high Anglo-Catholic. So that would be the denomination of the King of England. If you watch the coronation, that is my uncles and guardians. They're all priests in that. But we were brought up totally eclectic and talking about other religions and paths. I went to a Catholic boarding school with nuns, but I always wanted to learn other religions. And I was actually caught reading the Tibetan Book of the Dead at age 14 and told to throw it into the fire. So I've always had a thirst for knowledge. And I tried to do tarot probably from about the age of 21. And then it didn't really sit very well with me then. Fast forward to about the age of 25, 30, and my partner committed suicide. And that's when my awakening happened. lots of things started happening that I couldn't really understand. And I joined an MSN spiritual chat room run by Neil Cooper, ASMR. You might know him from YouTube. And we all developed together in there. My hands started to open and people said, you're a healer, you're a healer. And I thought, how boring. I can't be bothered to stand there for an hour. So I disregarded it for a couple of years until I could not disregard it anymore. And I went to learn Reiki at the nearest occult shop, which happened to be the Egyptian Reiki Sachem. And then I started to want to explore the culture of my own land, which is England. And my spirit guide has always been a druid. So I joined the OBOD, the Order of Bards, Ovates and Druids, and progressed through there, through the bardic trade. That's where my storytelling with healing comes in from many cultures. Then I progressed through the Ovati, the healing and the divination layer of druidry, and then graduated to the druid level. And then I just started to delve into lots of different Reikis until I sat in front of a giant shell like this after having read that the Hawaiians use seashells in healing. And I could feel the energy on my face. So I took it round to all my friends. They could feel it as well. And then eventually I threw a spell into the ocean to ask for clarification for Oceanic Reiki, and Poseidon downloaded all the symbols. I had to run home and write them down. And Oceanic Reiki was born. And then Neil Cooper said, I've got to make you a meditation channel. And I'm on YouTube. And here I am today.
Outstanding. Thank you, Neil Cooper. I'll be sure to link him underneath this video in the show notes. I've definitely seen his channel as well. And if you're just joining, welcome. We're going to get started with the healing here in a moment. Definitely give this video a like and subscribe and hit that notification bell. This particular interview is part of Creator Conference Week here on my channel. As an astrologer, I have seen that the energy of the entire year is definitively focused on creating newness, stepping into new chapters, quantum leaping into new consciousness. There are so many of the major planetary energies and bodies that are switching into new signs for long-term stays this year. And so we're all moving out of an old chapter, shedding an old skin and stepping into something new. But that doesn't come with, just being able to perceive the energy. As divine creators incarnate, we have the ability to command, dictate, to create the energy. And this session is one of the sessions we're going to have an opportunity to lean into our divine creatorship abilities to do so. If you'd like to see the full lineup, you'll find the speakers and other healers over in my community section. There's also a trailer video on my channel. You can learn more about Creator Conference, which extends through July 17th. But to make it easy, if you just subscribe and hit the notification bell, you'll see when all of the speakers go live. And even if you can't listen right there, you'll have the opportunity to save it to a playlist and listen when you have time. Sarah, I'm excited about what we're going to do. I think people can work with you, right? You do private work if they enjoy this.
Yes,
Okay.
I do private Zoom appointments. Yeah. So just send me an email. My email will be showed and we'll work something out to bring you a healing.
Amazing.
Or meditation.
Excellent. So I'm going to link her email here in the chat for you guys. I apologize in advance, Sarah, if you get any spam.
Worry.
I know that you are a pro at just swatting away little annoying things.
Yeah, water off a duck's back.
So I am going to also link her Instagram for you guys. And with that said, we're going to go ahead and jump into our healing today. Yeah.
Okay. Okay, everybody. So welcome to this healing today for manifestation. And I asked my guides last week when I was invited to do this healing, what should we do? It's an astrology channel. And they said to me that they wanted us to go by the Greco-Roman sort of planetary healing. But I'm going to incorporate all of the different kinds of Reiki, and it will be a meditational healing today. So we will do journey work, and we will be going to Mount Parnassos in Greece to meet the Greco-Roman gods. As you may know, the Romans basically pinched all of the Greco gods and gave them different names. So I will tell you all of their names. And we will be going through the chakras. We will do some cleansing with the different kinds of Reiki. But I have to say, the planets and the chakras are very difficult to align up. As you probably realize, the chakra system is a Hindu, brought over from the Hindus, and the Greeks knew nothing about it. So I've matched them up as best I can, but they're in a slightly different order, perhaps, to what you would expect. Okay. Okay. I will bring in some koshi chimes as well. So you may hear some bells. We will use some smells as well, just to lighten the aura. And you can disregard anything that doesn't fit your style. As with all paths and religions in this eclectic age, we take the bits that resonate with us and we just disregard the rest. And that is what is so special about living in this age. Most of us are lucky enough to be able to delve into all of these different things through the library of our internet. And for the most part, we can do this without fear of persecution. So let's get on for this manifestation. Okay. So I'd just like you to start by taking a couple of breaths inwards. And just breathe out down to the earth, any aches, pains, and illness. And then take a second breath in from the angelic air element around you. Breathe down right to your solar plexus, and then breathe out any anxiety and worries. Then take a third breath in from the waters surrounding our sacred earth and within it too. And breathe out any sadness into the waters. And then take a final breath in from the fire in the sky. Hold that air in your lungs for a little while and breathe out any anger and frustration. And then settle your breathing down into its natural rhythm, feeling a bit more calm and centered within body, mind, and spirit. So you should start to feel a bit more stable and a bit more centered. We're going to call in the dragons from the north, the dragons from the east, the dragons from the south, and the dragons from the west to surround us with their loving energy and their protection. And to this date, in my practices of 20 to 30 years, dragons are the strongest entities I've worked with. Very benevolent, but also demanding respect. And these are going to be our guides and protectors on the journey. So I'd like you now just to let the scene of the room fade away. And I'd like you to imagine yourself in a cypress grove just north of Delphi. which is in Greece. And you can hear the insects buzzing around you. Feel the warmth from the sun kissing your skin. And I'd like you just to look at those cypress trees and cast your eyes down them towards the earth. And when your eyes meet the ground, feel your own roots growing out of your feet and merging with that sacred tree to Apollon, the god of light. And as your roots merge with that tree, they then start to push down through the soil and past the rocks, deeper and deeper, growing downwards and growing downwards until they root into the crystal and mineral veins of the inner earth. And you may be seeing certain colored crystals, and they will be right for you at this moment. And your root system will start to drink up the essence of those crystals. It feeds and drinks them up through the earth and through your root system into those holes on the bottom of your feet and up your legs into the root chakra, opening and activating it. Up the center line towards the sacral chakra, which it opens and activates. Up to the solar plexus, opening and activating that energy center. To the heart, which it opens and activates. And the throat, opening and activating it. To your third eye, opening and activating it. And to your crown, opening and activating that energy center. And that energy then spills out of the top of your head and flows back down around you in a protective fountain to be drawn up through your feet again and out of your head in a perpetual motion of protection, cleansing and healing with whatever essence of the colored crystals you saw. Next, we will call in the mighty archangels to surround us with their love, their healing, their manifestation, and their love. We call in Michael, Gabriel, Uriel, Raphael, Sandalphon, and Metatron to come and surround us with their loving light. So we already have quite an entourage to guide us up to Mount Parnassus. And as you stand in this grove, you suddenly hear the rustling of the leaves and the mighty centaur, the Chiron, strides through the half horse, half man, the healer of the centaurs, the teacher of the mighty Achilles and Heracles, the hero Jason, who took the Argonauts to find the golden fleece, and Apollo's son, the god of healing, Asclepius. He smiles at you and he draws the master healing symbol over your head, the daikumio. Daikumio. Daikumio, and he pushes it down over your crown to shimmer and filter all the way down through your body and aura. The Tibetan symbol of mastery, harmony, and healing. And then he beckons you to follow him. And he starts to walk up a well-trodden path, up from Delphi to Mount Parnassus. And you weave in and out of the olive and cypress groves, past the bay laurel tree sacred to Apollo. You place one foot in front of the other, knowing that you are perfectly safe and perfectly secure with these benevolent and protective dragons and with these gorgeous, beautiful archangels. I'm just going to start clearing as you walk up, noticing any flora and fauna. And as you do so, I'd like you to think about your goals for this next half of the year. Draw the chokore in for the power, for your manifestation. And these wishes that you have, I'd like you just to, as you're walking, just imagine yourself doing them. Imagine yourself in that dream job, if that is what you wish. Imagine yourself getting your exam results, if that is what you are wishing for. Imagine yourself in a nice, safe and comfortable home, if that is what you are looking for. And imagine yourself laughing with your friends and your family, with much joy, love, and harmony. Whatever it is you are wishing for, just set that intention to yourself now. I'm just going to play the koshi chimes now as you walk along the well-trodden pathway that many people have trodden before you through the last 4,000 to 5,000 years, since this has been a sacred mountain. We are going up to a cave, about halfway up, where the 9 muses reside. It gets a little steeper now. You may have to exert yourself a little bit, but nothing comes without effort. If you need help from any of the angels or dragons, just ask. And they will help you. Placing one foot in front of the other purposefully, knowing that you are heading towards your goal every second of every minute, of every hour, of every day, of every moon cycle. Keep walking higher and higher. Setting your intentions. If you need to breathe out at any time, know that that is expelling some of the heavy energies that you do not need anymore. And you may also hear myself blowing out the energy for you. Peace, healing, tranquility, and power for your manifestation is on the way. You hear the cry of an eagle. You look up and catch sight of it, flying in the same direction as you are. This is Zeus, heading towards the mountain cave. He's known as Jupiter, mighty planet. You see a comet heading across the sky. Aries or Mars joins. You feel a surge of love as Venus joins. You feel a heaviness as Kronos arrives, Saturn. And you feel a watery sensation as you suddenly hear a mountain stream as Poseidon joins Neptune. And then you feel whoosh, a draft rush past you as Hermes or Mercury joins. And under your feet is terra firma, is Gaia, our Earth, our home planet. Take a breath in as the pathway opens out and you see the cave. There is a beautiful figure of one of the muses, Urania, who stands here waiting to greet you. She is the muse of the heavens. She helps you gain perspective. She governs astrology, astronomy, and the sciences. Holds the gnosis of the universe. As the Chiron leads you up to her, she welcomes you with a beautiful smile. And she gives you a bag with a long strap and tells you to sling it across your body because you will be given gifts today to help with this healing and manifestation. You can hear music being played by the other 8 muses. You catch rustles and movement out of the sides of your eyes as the nymphs come to watch here today. And you suddenly feel and hear the roar of a copper fire bowl, and you turn to look, and the violet flame activates. We call in the angels of the violet fire and the violet flame. We call in Archangel Tzadkiel. I'm going to spray Archangel Tzadkiel's essence. And this is from Glastonbury Chalice Wells, where I've just returned from. So it's a very sacred water. Archangel Zadkiel steps forward, this beautiful purple angel, the embodiment of the violet flame within him, moving, reaching out and sparking. He offers you his hand, and he asks you if you are brave enough to stand in the fire bowl. He explains to you that this will not burn you, it will cleanse you. He tells you that it feels like a hot, cool sensation of mint. It is all right if you do not wish to stand in it, he says, just gaze at it. He tells you not to follow any upsetting emotions or events, but just to have them released. And if you wish to stand in the flame now, you may do so. Step into it and you feel that tingling sensation rise up through your body, through your aura, cleansing, clearing, but transmuting that negative energy and disintegrating it as the fire koshes. Feel the music working through the aura. If you wish to name anything that you do not wish to feel anymore, you may do so now. As the zonar is drawn into you with the infinity symbol to go down through the timelines, cutting any cords, any ties, not of the Creator's desire. Any vows and promises that you have made in past lives, perhaps of poverty or chastity, or any other promise that is not for this life, that is self-sabotaging you from gaining your full potential and your abundance. Feel that flame working, and if you can't feel it, know that it is working. Healing works with conviction and intent. Take some amethyst now and help this. Draw in the Seihei key. And Archangel Michael takes his flaming red sword and he dips it into this flame. And he starts to cut and cauterize any of these threads that are holding this energy still onto you. You may feel certain places in your body now, perhaps where you have aches and pains or other illnesses in this lifetime. He cuts and he cauterizes all around your aura, behind you as well, for events that have already passed that still hold a resonance through your karmic life, through your ancestral life, and through this lifetime. He can also work through the timelines into the future so that you do not carry these energies on down or up the timelines. Archangel Zadkiel takes his beautiful amethyst wand now, and he also clears away outside the violet flames anything that is lingering, moving it away, and the dragons then breathe upon it, disintegrating it. The angels start to work, all as a team together for your highest good and harm to none. Gabriel, with his bright yellow and orange light. Raphael with his healing light. Uriel with the orange light of the lantern. Michael with the cobalt blue. And Sandalphon, the earth angel, with the yellow and green of our beautiful planet. And Metatron with the white light. Archangel Zadkiel reaches a hand in and grasps yours and helps you to step out. As you do so, take a breath in and breathe out any remaining residue. The Chiron then places his hands upon your shoulders, just grounding you, making sure you are stable and recalibrating you, balancing the yin and the yang. And Urania walks towards you now, this beautiful woman holding the planetary star system, which just floats around her palm. She tells you to open your bag, and she puts the power of the cosmos into it for you. And now the planets come in. First of all, you may feel some movement happening above your head at the soul star, about 1 foot to 2 foot above you, as Uranus comes in and opens the way. Uranus dusts a layer of heavy energy over this energy center that is outside the physical body. He tells you that this needs to be cleared so that you can hear your messages from your higher self and from your guides and your angels. He pushes in the Sei He key, the cleansing symbol, which looks like a horse's head. Any doubts? Any worries? He then calls the light of Sol, our sun, and Apollo to send a stream, a beam of light down. And you may feel it activating now as that stream of light travels through the soul star and all the way down your chakra line. out of your feet and down through the earth star chakra and beyond, connecting you from the sun and the higher realms all the way through for infinity and beyond. He then offers you a crystal. Hold your hand out as he places that crystal into your hand. You may even feel it arrive. Note its color if you can and what it is for. And if you do not know, you may ask him. You are then told to place that crystal into your bag. Uranus inspects his work of the soul star chakra, making a couple of adjustments where needed. And Metatron moves in now to fill in the spaces of any negative energy, holes that were left in this or fractures, shining that light in, replacing it with the positive energy, the positive gleaming crystalline energy. As I hold this apophyllite over you with its 10 points over this beautiful soul star chakra of yours. Just going to lift it out of you now. Okay. So I can feel that happening in my own soul star. Then a beautiful gauze layer of platinum and gold is placed around this energy center that is above you, so that the light, small chi particles can flow in and out at will, and any thicker, heavier plasma, anything projected towards you, keeps away from it. Another god steps forward now. This is Mercury or Hermes, a smaller god. The quick one who rushed past your ear on the way up here. To guide the planet closest to the sun. He carries with him a caduceus, which is the symbol of many healing professionals today. It is on the pharmacy signs. Doctors recognize this, an ancient Greek symbol of healing, a straight line with snakes that look like they flow down the sides. This is thought to be a representation of the chakra line and the nadis, bringing energy down and up the spinal cord, a symbol of balance and healing. He holds it up and it rather acts like an Egyptian sistrum. He shakes it around you. Clearing the crown center. Let the tingles work. It tells you he's going to work on your doubt, on your unsure thought. He says it is completely natural and human to have them. He puts the catechist down. He draws the Seihei key into the crown. He then takes a piece of smoky quartz. You can even feel it ruffling your hair. Imagine that 1,000-petal lotus he tells you opening up to reveal a beautiful, multifaceted diamond. Again, he asks Archangel Metatron to come and assist. Metatron takes his wing and he wipes the layer of heavy chi like dust off the crown chakra. Take a breath in and just breathe out. As Metatron then draws a chakra. Metatron then draws the symbol of gnosis, knowledge. He draws the flower first. He draws the triangle, the pyramid second. And he draws the cosmos circle third. Pushing that into your crown. Giving you the knowledge and the gnosis and the creativity. He then draws another chakra for extra power, pushing that down into your crown, into your aura, into both sides of the brain as well. The male and female sides, which govern the opposite sides of the body. And he says to you, trust. Trust in yourself. Trust in your guides. Trust in your dreams. He then takes out a tiny little clear quartz planet. And he gives it to you. You place it into your bag. Metatron now just fills out any holes left in this energy center. And he does this so that the doubts don't well up and fill those spaces again with the negative energy. He then places the gold and platinum net around this. and steps back. The next god who steps forward is known as the Earth Shaker, the planet Neptune, Poseidon. He has a large Triton shell, which he uses as a healing tool, but also as a trumpet. And he now moves forward to work on your third eye. First of all, he draws the symbol of the abalone and pushes that in for cleansing. And then he starts to clear away anything that is bogging your mind down. This is an energy center where we worry, where we bring our worries into the world, where we can't let go of things in the mind. Any mental afflictions as well, any depression. The Triton draws this in a similar way to crystals out of the body, but catches it into the cavity. And he will then take it to the sea. He will empty this shell out into the sea to be dispersed and diluted by the salty saline waters. And each drop will take about 1,000 years to circumnavigate the globe, and it will be cleansed and purified by then. The clouds may draw that salty water, or the sun rather will draw that salty water out of the sea to create those clouds and fall down as pure rain, feeding the land in a perpetual motion of cleansing and rebirth. And we can do this with our ideas. We can rejig them. We can ask for clarification. We can ask for a better day tomorrow. Remember the Reiki principles, just for today, do not worry. Just for today, do not anger. Be kind to all living creatures. And do your work honestly, honoring our teachers and advisors. He then takes an abalone and he shines the light back into the third eye. This shell, he tells you, works on a vortex action. And a vortex is similar to the energy of the eclipses when it pulls both ways. He replaces that chi. He tells you now to name some positive attributes about yourself, about your path, about what you wish to do. When you say you can't, he tells you you can. When you say I don't, he tells you you do. You can do this, he tells you. Power of the earth shaker will help you. The strength of my shells. Take a breath out. We ask Archangel Uriel to come and shine the lamp, to shine the way for you. Poseidon holds a cat's eye crystal in front of your third eye as Uriel holds the lantern in front of it, shining the light in. If any chi is still on top of the Ajna chakra, the angel's wing wipes it away. And the symbol of the turban shell is drawn into you for a steady manifestation. Uriel places the golden and platinum net around the third eye area to protect it. And when it is encased, Uriel steps backwards. And Poseidon picks up the shell and tells you to hold your hand out, and he places the shell into your hand that is relevant for you. You may feel this now. And if you are unsure of what it is, remember how it looks, and you can look it up on eBay later. Just trawl down the pictures he tells you until you find your shell. You put the shell into your bag, and Neptune steps back. Take another breathe in and breathe out. As the next mighty god steps forward, Kronos or Saturn, rings of energy spinning around him. He steps forward to work on your throat. He draws the zona into you again. This is the energy center of the ether, the past life, the Akashic. He then starts to pull out. And you may feel this happening around this area here. It also may influence the mouth. Anytime you have not spoken up for yourself, anytime you have spoken too much, he tells you to think about your words before you say it. Remember the power in the word. You were told by Poseidon to change the way you think. If you think I can't, you cancel, clear, delete. I can, I will, I do, I know. Kronos asks one of the angels to come and stand in and work behind you now. And Gabrielle steps forward, beautiful yellow and orange light. And you may start to feel a tickling behind you as the angel teases energy out of the back. I'm just going to hold space now as Kronos, Saturn, and Gabrielle work together. Take a breath in if you need to. And make your wishes now. Your short-term goals, your long-term goals, put the power into that word, into that spell, into that wish, into that prayer. They are all essentially the same. They are wishes for manifestation. Your words are a form of spellcraft. Affirmations. Gabrielle clears from this chakra at the throat ever so gently with the wing. As Saturn, Kronos, gives you a word of power for you. And the soda light is held up to stop any confusion with communication. To help you say what you mean, to help you stand in your own power, to help you say things gracefully to others and with tact, even if you don't feel like it. It also helps you to be silent, and silence is needed. Take a breath in as Gabrielle puts the platinum and gold mesh around the throat chakra. Saturn, Kronos steps backwards now. And the essence of a beautiful fertility goddess steps in, Gaia herself, the earth, in a manifestation that will be right for you at this time, a materialization rather. She comes in at the heart center, because you are a child of the earth. She draws that Seiheki in. This is the healing of place. She helps you to feel safe and secure. She nourishes you. She holds up a carved stick with the symbols of the Irish Ogham that the Druids use. 25 trees being run down your body in the layer of the heart chakra. She now channels a beautiful landscape that is special to you. Feel this grounding, beautiful energy, whether it's the beach or the mountains, the ice caps, the valleys, the fields, the forests, the deserts, the prairies. She also channels the energy of the land that you stand and live on. If the land needs to be healed, she sends energy of healing into you and the land where you live. She asks Archangel Raphael to come in now and to help clear the Anahata chakra, the heart chakra, the higher and the lower. The higher for the universal love of our planet and humankind, spirit kind as well. The lower heart chakra of green, the upper one was pink, by the way. The love that we have for friends, families. She asks if you have forgiveness to offer. She tells you that forgiveness is a two-way street. We must give forgiveness in order to receive forgiveness, even if we cannot speak to that person or it's gone too long. Just send that love out now. She draws the Egyptian Reiki symbol of hearth. She pushes that in, reaching into your heart, placing it around your heart in protection. Hearth. 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 And she activates that with the double chokure. Raphael stands behind you. Beautiful green and pink energy streaming into the back. Gaia now tells you to think of a tree that is special to you, perhaps in your neighborhood or your local park, one that you like to sit under or that you've always admired. Visualize that healing tree giving you out the oxygen as you stand under it, which enters the bloodstream and rushes around your body, helping you to be oxygenated and to get the best out of yourself. She then tells you to state your heart's desire. She draws the chakra. 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 She then draws the symbol of the grove, which is an Om symbol from the Irish system, encompassing the many trees that we have on this earth. She then offers you a flower. She gives it to you, and you place it into your bag to dry when you get home. You may ask her what it is if you wish. Raphael then surrounds the heart center with the gold and platinum mesh. And Gaia and Raphael then step back from you. Take a breath in and breathe out if you need to. Then you hear a thunderclap and the screech of an eagle who lands in front of you at the mouth of the cave. As the eagle lands, Zeus, Jupiter, materializes. He gives you an eagle feather. And he tells you to brush your aura down with it. He calls in Michael to help the healing here. Michael comes behind you and starts to work by drawing in the Say Hey key. Jupiter then starts to tease energy out of the front. He draws the Say Hey key in himself. He tells you that you have the power in your solar plexus. You have to stand in your energy, he says. Stand your ground. Know that you are supported by my energy and by all of these beings, mythical creatures, ancestors and guides. You have every right, as everybody else, to have the best, to be the best, and to accept the best. Accept the compliments, accept the gifts. You are worthy, he says. He draws in the Zona. He draws that in to go down and forward into the timelines. He draws in the mastery symbol, the Daikumyo, the Tibetan Daikumyo. And Michael behind you does the same. that beautiful orange planet with the storms crashing over it. The power of this planet is now channeled into you. Feel yourself fill up with revitalizing energy as Michael just brushes anything off that big gem that signifies the chakra in the middle of those petals. Jupiter tells you to think of a smiling, happy sunflower who always faces the sun, turns with the arc of the day. Follow your light, he says. Wish those wishes again and really wish it from that solar plexus. That is where your manifestation lies. Chakra. 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 It reminds you of the feather, the power of the eagle. He tells you when you are having a doubt, imagine my eagle face looking out of the solar plexus. I see the bigger picture, he says, and you can too with my energy as you look forward into the future and all around at the different paths that you can follow to attain your wishes. He also tells you that if you have to deviate because of obstacles, that is fine. He sends the power of his healing like the thunderbolts right into you, into the middle of the solar plexus. Feel that energy, feel that power, feel that manifestation that you have. And then it's gentle again. May feel a fizzing around that energy center as it all settles in and fills up those spaces. As Archangel Michael sends the protection and places golden platinum net around. Zeus has one more thing to say to you. If you have to deal with people who are difficult, place your hands over your solar plexus as you talk so that their projections cannot enter you because your hands are there. He tells you that no one will know what you're doing, but you secretly have your own protection in place then. You pop the feather into your bag. As he steps back and Michael steps back. Take a breath in again. And you hear that trickle of water somewhere in the back of the cave is a waterfall. And as you hear that water, Venus, Aphrodite, steps forward, an absolutely beautiful woman with a girdle around her, just radiating love as she comes to work at the sacral chakra, which is aligned to water. She holds up a gentler shell than the Triton and the Abalone. This is a fresh water river clam. She draws the Oceanic Reiki symbol in, which actually looks like the sun in astrology. She then sweeps and scoops out of this aura layer. It is the second closest auric layer to your skin, governed by emotions. Cool waters need to be made warmer, she tells you. Again, Raphael is called in to help her. And he works behind you now on the things that you have been through. Do not follow upsetting emotions. Just agree to have them removed. We do not want anyone going down the old thought lines. She smiles, a beautiful smile at you. If you have lost a passion for something you used to enjoy and wish for it to be reignited, she can offer that passion. But she tells you to use your tree that Gaia gave you for the stability with that passion. She tells you that pearl is knowledge, pearls are love, and pearls are forgiveness. She then holds up this beautiful pink and gold shell with those pearls over the Svadhisthana, the sacral. Raphael's hands are behind you, sending that healing in, sending that creativity in, creativity of the mind, of your manifestation, your spells, your artwork, your music, your writing, or indeed for your children. Peace and healing and tranquility and trust are offered to you by Venus. The sound of beautiful singing, the Vestal Virgins sing now as this healing is administered. Cowrie shell for creativity, and if you need pain relief, male and female. She then offers you a cowrie shell to take home with you. She tells you that this can trap energy, pain. These are used for pain relief in the Oceanic Reiki. It can tease out pain, trapping it in its cavity. And it is even heavier after. She also tells you that because this looks like female parts around the world, it is used for fertility rites. And some of the smaller ones with the gold ring around them, tiny little ones, are attached to hip belts that many tribes dance with and were used in currency, so they are for abundance as well. And she gives you this now to put in your bag. Raphael puts his hands on your hips and he just bounces the energy between his hands. You may feel this now. And then he moves that energy into an infinity symbol so that it rushes around your hip joints and through all of the organs within the body, spreading that golden, green and pink healing light, keeping everything in tip-top condition. He then places the platinum and golden mesh around the Svadhisthana for protection. Take a breath in, breathe out. Raphael and Aphrodite step back. Now the Chiron comes to stand in front of you again with Urania. And to heal the earth, the root chakra, the Muladhara, they escort you to the front of the cave. It is now evening. The sun has been pushed across the sky in its arc, and dusk is falling. And you can start to see the bright lights in the sky, some of the planets, the evening stars. And at the mouth of the cave, Aries or Mars waits for you. A strong, strapping man, very powerful, slightly intimidating. Today he smiles kindly at you. He asks Sandalphon, the earth angel, to come and work with you to do the healing on the Muladhara, the root chakra, which is right underneath you, where you clench the pelvic floor. That is the energy center. But Aries shows you his arrow, beautiful golden arrow. He tells you that the root chakra is about your survival. It is your job, your house, your family, the material world. And he guesses that perhaps these are the wishes that you wish for. But if it is something else, he says this will work here too, because everything is for your wholeness and your well-being in this holistic healing. Sandalphon works underneath you, a hand on the side of your thigh. And Gaia walks forward now with an arrow of the wood of the tree you visualized earlier, your favorite tree. This arrow holds the essence and the medicine of this tree. And Aries now is going to help you shoot your arrow to land in the goal that you want. So he positions himself around you, helping you string the bow, the golden bow. But before you loosen the arrow, he says, state firmly what you wish for. Say it 3 times, he says. Now, He helps you pull until it's really tight. Feel that power. 1, 2, and 3. You loosen it, and that arrow flies up into the heavens. It even twangs like a harp as it does so. You can almost feel it and know that it is entering your target. There, it tells you your wishes, your manifestations are in motion and are on course. Claps you on the back, maybe a little too strongly, but he steadies you, puts an arm around you, and tells you that you are amazing. You are strong. You have the power and the good heart for what you need. Sandalphon finishes off the Muladhara and places that golden platinum mesh around the energy center. Aries takes you to take a breath in and breathe out. And then Aries places his fingers on your shoulders and tells you to sit down exactly where you are. Sandalphon stays with you, and Aries now takes his arrow back, his bow back. And a different god comes in, the last god in the planetary system, which may not or may be a planet. A paler, smaller figure steps forward, perhaps cowed. This is Pluton, or Hades. Hades stands in front of you now, and he tells you to draw your attention below your feet, below the ground, even as you're sitting. He tells you to search in your mind for the Earth star. Hopefully you can feel it, but don't worry if you can't, he tells you. He assures you it is there on the way to the underworld. This ties your energy in, he says, helps you receive the energy from your ancestors, but the deep earth energies as well. Sandalphon gets to work cleansing this black chakra, and he will turn it into a beautiful magenta color as we sit and do the following. Hades asks you, what is your star sign? You tell him. He then takes crystal after crystal out of his bag. He places the crystals on the earth around you in the shape of your astrology sign. He looks up at you and he tells you he is bringing the stars down to earth for you so that you can work with it in a more full and concrete way. He places around you. And then he takes a crystal wand and he draws the energy onto the earth between the symbols of your particular sign. You start to feel that activate all around you. The muses come and dance around you and your star system. The Vestal Virgins hold the space for them, and the angels and the choirs join in. Feel the energy of this crystal star system around you, within you, above you, below you. All of the planetary gods now come to join. They stand in a ring around you, radiating their particular energies around in your aura where it is meant to be. You may feel this happening somewhere like the cosmos itself. And they tell you to smile and to be happy, to know that they love you, even if they are difficult to work with. They tell you sometimes they have to go backwards to help you go forwards. Maybe you need to retrace steps sometimes and tweak it slightly. Then, as one, all of these mythical creatures, these angels, these dragons, these Greek figures, the nymphs, they all soul for your higher good and harm to none. I can, I will, I do. So mote it be, and so it is. Breathe in and just breathe down to your feet. Imagine those roots of the cypress tree, which is grounding and healing and cleansing all in one tree. Feel those roots growing into the earth, tying into your earth star and growing downwards. They also tell you to feel the energy from your heart going upwards and downwards so that you are attached to everything. All of these astrological signs and symbols and these wishes that you have kept stating through this healing, to that arrow you shot and to your higher self. Take a breath in. The Chiron now moves forward the gods, goddesses, and angels and dragons. Let him walk gracefully towards you. He places his hands on your shoulders and he thanks all of these wonderful beings for coming in to help you today. Chiron is the healer, the teacher, the gentle one. He asks all of these amazing beings to just take a step back away from you. And they all do this now. Tells you that they will not leave you, that they will not interfere in your day or night. He raises you up to your feet. Again, steadying you because it might have been quite heavy sitting in that star system. And he then takes your hand in his hand. He turns you and him towards Urania, who has held this space and this place for you. And he bows his head and you do the same. And then the archangels and the planetary gods dematerialize or fly off to space, or indeed go down below. Only the dragons and the Chiron remain to escort you back down the mountain, away from the cave in Mount Parnassus, and down towards Delphi to the cypress grove where we started. He places a couple of heavy grounding rocks, one in each hand, bloodstone and jasper, red jasper. He makes sure that you have your bag across you with all of your precious gifts within them. And keeping hold of your hand, you and him walk back down the mountain pathway. And as you take every step, ground this healing into your life here on Earth, grounding all of these star systems and all of this good healing into you, knowing that each step is a step closer to your wishes and your wholeness and happiness. Breathe in love and breathe out gratitude. Start to wiggle your fingers and your toes. And before you know it, you are back in the cypress grove. The Chiron deposits you back where you started. He tells you to sit down, and he tells you that you can come back to Mount Parnassus to meet the gods and the goddesses of the cosmos for a healing and a manifestation any time you wish, now that you know the way. He tells you that he is always here for you as a guide and a helper. As he draws the Raku symbol, the grounding symbol, like a double lightning strike, bringing all of the elements, earth, air, fire, and water, separating you from those doubts. And then the dragons leave. The dragon of the west flies off to the water. The dragon of the south flies off to the fire. The dragon of the east flies off to the air element. And the dragon of the north flies off to the earth. And then Chiron picks up his lyre where he left it earlier and starts to strum a song. And as he leaves, he sings, "While you live, shine, have no grief at all. Life exists only for a short time, and time will come for you. Mm-hmm. La, 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 la." And then he winks at you and he disappears off into the trees. Take a breath in and remember to be happy and to smile and to be a glass half full person. Wiggle those fingers and wiggle those toes and let the scene of the grove fade away and come back into the room, back into this timeline and back into your body. There we are. Hope you enjoyed that.
That was absolutely magical. Thank you, Sarah.
Thank you. I only sort of knew what was happening. I enjoyed it. That was really special, wasn't it?
It was really special. I was really hoping that you were not feeling pressured about the time, that you were like just willing to take your time with this.
How long did we go for?
Well, we're butting right up against the next interview, which starts at 8 your time. So
Oh, okay.
or 9 your time. So we'll wrap up here in a moment. But wow, that was an extraordinary gift that you gave us just now.
Thank you. I so enjoyed it.
Wow, such a gift. It was powerful in the way that we got to acknowledge the wish fulfilled, that it, got sewn on the inside of us, through each step, and that you shared with us, you just allowed whoever was ready to come in and help us every step of the way to show up and help us. And it's what part of what made it so powerful.
Well, I truly hope it helps your manifestations come true. And remember, be like a reed, bend and shift, because sometimes we need to rather than break.
Absolutely. We've got some praise here in the chat that I'll share with you. Aisha says, this was so beautiful, such a beautiful healing. I so needed this healing. What a beautiful way to connect with the cosmos and planets. Thank you. Elisa Johnson in all caps writes, wow. Zelaya Co puts in the chat, the like swooning face and the, welling up with tears. Like you just got a sense of potency with it. Pretty classy shares amazing, all caps, lots of thank yous. And yeah, Sarah, wow, that was potent, hon.
Well, thank you. I just want to point out that when I do healings, I do meditations to suit the healings, depending on what you need and what you want. And it's always very bardic and free flowing. And I hope you enjoyed it. And I send all my love out to all of you. And thank you for inviting me to do this. It's really exciting.
For us too. For us too. So in the chat, there's a pinned comment at the top that says you can connect with Sarah on YouTube at Reiki Dreams 911. You can email her at sarahmajera@gmail.com to set up a private session for yourself. And her Instagram and Facebook will also be linked below the video. Just give me maybe an hour or two to put together the show notes, and all the ways that you can contact Sarah will be in the description box below the video. If you're catching the replay, just go to the description box and you'll see it there. Sarah, blessings on you, your healing business, and 100% of your subscribers. May they continue to receive your light and support as we have today. Thank you for developing in your gift. This was a treasure for all of us here.
Thank you so much. And love and light to all of you, and many blessings.